Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Have you ever gotten home after a long day at work? You're tired and hungry, just wanting to sit down and veg for the evening. But then your phone rings, and the next thing you know, you're back in your car on the way to a friend's house because they're having a crisis. Well, if that's ever happened to you, then you can identify with Jesus in Mark 6. He had taught his disciples, then sent them out 2 by 2. They came back excited to tell him all that had happened. Jesus told them, "Come aside by yourself to a deserted place and rest a while." By this time in Jesus' ministry, it says there were many coming and going, and they didn't even have time to eat. We've all probably gone through those busy stages in life where things don't slow down unless you're intentional and make time for rest, relaxation, and a good meal, instead of running through a drive-thru on the way to the next activity. We all need to have the wisdom to know when to step away and take time for ourselves. So Jesus wanted time away from the crowds with just his disciples, time to rest, rejuvenate, spend quality time together. But things don't always go the way we want them to, do they? Surprisingly enough, they didn't always go the way Jesus wanted them to either. But as he said, "I have come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me." So when Jesus and his disciples left by boat, and the multitudes literally ran on foot and arrived at his deserted place even before he did he hide? Get upset and go somewhere else? Tell them to go away and leave him alone for a while? Not at all. It says Jesus, when he came out, saw a great multitude and was moved with compassion for them because they were like sheep, not having a shepherd. So he began to teach them many things. He wanted, verse 31, rest and quiet time apart. He got, verse 34, relentless crowds, all wanting something from him. But he was moved with compassion. This is all one word in the Greek and literally means to be moved in one's bowels, which was where they thought the seat of emotion was. It was like us saying today, his heart went out to them. It's an interesting word that implies strong affection. It's not just pity, but a suffering along with someone, yearning to help them. In the New Testament, it's always used by Jesus, either about groups of people or individuals, and it's always followed by action. Pity says, "Oh, I'm sorry you're having that problem. So sad for you." But compassion puts an arm around the person and says, "I'm here to help. Let me get a mop and we'll clean up this mess together." Jesus was moved with compassion, it says, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. These people had run to meet his boat. He saw their spiritual hunger. They weren't just curious. They were lost and searching for what only he could give. So he put aside his desires, yes, even his need for solitude, and did his Father's will. He taught the people, feeding them spiritually. Then he fed them physically. Only when the crowd was both spiritually and physically full did Jesus send them away. He even sent his disciples away and went up on a mountain to pray. Are we, like Jesus, moved with compassion when we see people in their lostness, seeking and not finding because they're looking everywhere but to Jesus? Acting on that compassion may be inconvenient, undesirable, or totally out of our comfort zone. But like Jesus, we are here to do God's will, not our own. How will the Holy Spirit move you to compassion for the people he loves this week?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through his word. You can listen to other episodes at our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.